back to the channel. I know it has been a while since I've posted any content. There's a big reason for that. There's a lot of excuses for that. But long story short, I had a really busy semester the spring 2019. I was taking some senior design classes and my course load was just really heavy. And for a long time, actually for the longest stretch of a period of a month, I did not go to the gym at all. And that is very significant for me because not only were a lot of gains and strength loss, but also never have I ever, since I started lifting when I was 18, taken that long of time off from the gym. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that there wasn't a lot of fruitful content that I could put out. I wouldn't have been consistent. It wouldn't have been the best content for you guys to see. Just very inconsistent. And I just kind of reached a point now where I'm kind of less busy. A lot of new things are going on where I can talk about them and kind of introduce you to these new things. So I have a lot of content that can come out now, and I have the time to make it. And so overall, I think that now being in the middle of summer, it's just a better time for me to get more consistent content out to you guys that you hopefully enjoy more. So kind of what I want to do in this video is kind of start a new series over. For some reason, I have like an affinity for doing these series things. I think it's more motivating for me personally to kind of have a series, but whatever. Basically, it's going to be a meal prep series because I just started working 9 to 5. It's a normal job. It's an internship. And one of the hardest things and most difficult things to do is to go to work and eat healthy. When you have lunchtime, it's so easy to just take your car and drive out to anywhere you want within a 5-minute drive and just eat poorly. And so this is kind of a new challenge for me. Obviously, I've meal prepped in the past, but in the past I've usually had the ability to kind of come home and cook meals, quick meals for lunch, or I've just had time in between classes to kind of go someplace where it's healthier, it fits within my macros, yada yada yada. But now it's a little bit different because I have enough time to kind of go wherever I want, but because I am working, I kind of realize the value of saving money. And one of the ways to save money is to meal prep. It also saves a lot of time, and of course the main goal of meal prepping is to stay on track with your macros and your diet, whether you're cutting or bulking. You need to be eating the right foods. And so the first video I want to do in this series, which I'm going to do in a little bit, is going to be a grocery haul. So yesterday I went to Sam's Club, and I think that Sam's Club is a very good grocery store to go to. For me, when I am meal prepping, I need a lot of the same foods. Unfortunately, it does get a little bit boring, and I'll explain kind of how to make it not so boring. But since I do need a lot of these same foods consistently, it's better to buy it in bulk. Not only am I going to save money by buying it in bulk, but I save a lot of time by having to go to the grocery store less frequently. And also, another big benefit to Sam's Club is the gas prices are a lot cheaper than normal gas stations. It's a really big benefit for me because since I started working, I got a new car. I'll probably introduce it in a new video. But paying for gas, and with Illinois just recently increasing the tax on gas by 19 cents, it's crucial and very beneficial for me to save money by going to Sam's Club. So that's another benefit to Sam's Club, but overall the main reason I go is because you can buy a lot of food in bulk, which is particularly useful when you're meal prepping. So that's pretty much the intro, and a little bit I'll film a video on the stuff that I actually got, and that'll be the next clip that you see. Alright, so it's just a little bit after dinner time, about 7:30 p.m. So first of all, I guess I'll just show you what I ate tonight. I make ground beef and rice pretty frequently. That's kind of just my go-to. White rice is one of my favorite carbs to eat. And ground beef is really easy to season and cook, so they just kind of go very well together. And just kind of make a little burrito bowl. Sometimes I add a little bit of cheese, and sometimes, like tonight, I added a little bit of avocado. Just to add some flavor in, some salt and pepper to give it some seasoning. But yeah, you can just see here real quick. I don't know how to flip this thing. Just ground beef. I make about a pound, so then I take about half of it. It's about 320 calories. This is pretty lean ground beef. I'll get to that in a minute when I show you the product packaging. But I can eat half and then save half for maybe lunch the next day or just another dinner, whatever. And then here's white rice. Really easy to make. White rice does take a little bit, but if you start the white rice while you're cooking the beef, it'll all be done at the same time pretty much. And just a little bit of avocado, and that's the bowl I ate it in. So again, this is a cup of rice. And so this will last me 2 meals, so it's really convenient if you decide to make it. You can have one meal now, one meal later, whenever you want. Anyways, getting into the grocery haul, I'm going to start with the proteins. So as you just saw, the ground beef. This is 93% lean ground beef. And it's like 160 calories for 4 ounces. That's like 23 grams of protein and like 8 grams of fat, so really nice. I really enjoy ground beef. You can season it in a lot of different ways, spicy, stuff like that, or not spicy. And obviously it cooks really easily because you just break it up really into small pieces. Yeah, kind of similarly to that is the ground turkey. It's pretty much the same macros identically, just something different, kind of add a little bit of variety into my kind of main meal prep meals. And finally, we have, for main proteins, we have chicken tenderloins. So obviously you can get breasts. Don't recommend getting thighs because they are going to be higher in fat. But if you for some reason need more fat, go ahead and buy thighs. Tenderloins are pretty much breasts, but cut up into smaller pieces, so they're easier to cook. That's really convenient for me. For chicken especially, it's really easy to overcook the outsides and not the inside. So you need to go a little bit longer, but the longer you go, the more rubbery it gets. So just be careful with that if you do decide to, cook large chicken breasts. And obviously, eggs are really important. This is 18 eggs. Usually I eat about like 3 or 4 eggs per like breakfast or whatever in one sitting. So having 18 is really nice because it'll last me about 2 weeks. That's pretty much it for the protein. Obviously, the importance of protein when it comes to bodybuilding. Some stuff on the side here, I'll just show you really quickly inside my fridge. Obviously, I have Oikos protein. This is yogurt, really convenient, really quick to eat. I have a bunch of fruit. There's some berries, raspberry, blueberry, grapes, and then I have these Premier Protein shakes, both chocolate and banana. And then I also got some lunch meat, which is pretty nice to have. Really easy, just quick protein. Obviously, there's some debate about how healthy it is for you. And then Dr. Pepper again. People claim it's carcinogenic, so do what you want with that. If you decide to get diet soda, I really just like it because it's something that's low in calories. Like 0 calories, maybe 10, whatever. And obviously, it's sweet. Just kind of helps me with my cravings, especially for sweets. And yeah, the protein, I do have like both protein powder and those shakes, just to have some variety. Protein usually comes into more play actually when I'm cutting, because it's kind of hard to make your protein goal. If you are cutting on reduced calories, kind of getting that lean protein can be especially difficult. Even like the ground beef that I'm eating, has 8 grams of fat, and maybe at the end of the day, I can't afford that fat. So it's really convenient. And especially over the summertime when it is a bit harder for me to eat just because it's so hot outside and like 90 plus degrees, I really don't want to eat like a hot meal. Sometimes it's just nice to be able to have a nice cold protein shake instead of those. So some other things that I got, I usually get, this is 5 avocados. Just be careful with avocados. Obviously they're very, very high in calories and a lot of fat. Bananas, pretty consistent into my diet as well. I just like them a lot. And sweet potatoes. So usually I kind of go off back and forth between regular potatoes and sweet potatoes, just kind of depending on my mood. But potatoes are really good, side carb choice, and they kind of fill you up. At least me, they fill me up pretty well. So just kind of put them in the oven, bake them all at once. It's pretty easy. And all the stuff I'm talking about, I'm going to do in the next video. I'm going to do like a very basic video of just kind of like rice and potatoes and meat, and then I'll kind of get more into more advanced meal prep ideas and foods. So this is kind of just take a look at my pantry. I don't really want to emphasize these muffins, but they're there as well. They're pretty decent. They got like 10 grams of protein, but obviously get yourself like a large white rice container. This is just like minute rice. It's not my favorite, but I did get it from Sam's Club. That's all I really had. Usually I'll get like Yasmin rice or something like that. That's a little bit better. When you eat a lot of white rice, you kind of get an understanding of what is good and what is bad. And for me, Yasmin rice has always been the best. Alright guys, so the one last thing I'm just going to wrap this video up with. You may have heard me talk about this in the past, but I forgot to mention it. So this isn't related to Sam's Club grocery haul, but it is something that I am eating consistently over the summer. The home chef meals. So in here I have sirloin steak again, which you saw me make before, roasted chicken breasts, and then some pork chops. If you remember those, basically, or if you don't remember those, I should say, basically it's a meal delivery service, and they send you meals that you can cook. They're pretty different recipes, so like kind of stuff that I've never really made before. So it's nice to be able to get that experience of cooking new things and trying new recipes, and it adds a lot of variety into my diet, especially with the spices and stuff that they send you. So it's very different. It can be a little bit boring to kind of eat the way that I'm eating. I eat a lot of rice and potatoes. That's pretty much the only carbs that I eat. And then there's a lot of, just chicken and steak and ground beef and ground turkey, and why I can season those very differently. I kind of just stick very conservatively to my spices that I'm used to, and so with the Home Chef is nice because they send individual spice packets for each meal, so I get to try a lot of different things without really fully committing to buying a big bag of seasoning or whatever that I may not necessarily like. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing. Adds a lot of variety into my meal plan, but at the same time it's still within my calorie range. Most of these meals are only 600 to 1,000 calories, so as long as I'm watching myself throughout the day, it's not too bad, not too big of a problem. There may be a lot of fat in those sometimes, but I can always go online and pick out the meals that I want and make sure that for that week, I get the right meals and nothing is too out of proportion. And again, just kind of gonna preach this again. I'm always about calories in minus calories out. Just that's all that really matters when it comes to losing weight or gaining weight, for that matter. Macros obviously are very important, but you can always make a little bit of exceptions. For me personally, on some days, so I'm very mild about it. I do enjoy food, and I do enjoy making different kinds of food, and that's just all I wanted to preach. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm gonna wrap it up now because it's getting a little bit long, especially for kind of a very short video, supposedly short video. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and I'll be sure to answer them. See you guys.